for it then. Hey, it's Sebastian from the Gods Meltdown, and today I'm joined by
John Adams with Love and War in Houston, Texas. What's up, peeps?
Great to be chatting to you this evening. Edge of the World gets released on the 9th of September, and it looks like an amazing package. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, basically what it is, it's our very first record that we recorded. It was quite a while ago, and we had a bit of a lull there. It was recorded in 2008. It's our first effort that was called Up the Ante, and our last CD we just did was released 2 years ago in February of 2020. Bad timing, man, because as soon as we released it, COVID hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some really cool international sales going on. I had orders coming in from Europe. You know, I sold some in Japan and Italy, the Netherlands, and a few other places. And with orders were coming in, COVID hit, man, and everything just shut down.
Yeah.
And of course, nothing has really been the same, but we're bouncing back. And so, you know, we hooked up with Animated Insanity Records, Joe Pass over there, and he really loved the music. He's got his buddy Hank in No Dust Records in the Netherlands. They've been combining together to release a lot of undiscovered bands. And of course, they chose us, and they printed a certain amount of copies, and they released it as a 2 CD set. So it's our first record and our latest one. And it's a 2 CD set. Actually, over in Europe right now, it is available for sale. It's only, I think, from what I recall, it's only released here in America on the 9th. But if you go to No Dust Records in the Netherlands, I believe you can buy it right now.
That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, I think you can actually. I was looking at that, but I just wasn't sure. I need to go and have another look. All right. So if you could choose 2 tracks from either album to introduce me to your band, which ones would you choose?
It's kind of tough. I would say my 2 faves are off the new record, Edge of the World, and it would be the title track, Edge of the World, and also We All Fall Down is another favorite one of mine. So
brilliant. And the artwork is really eye-catching as well. Do you intend to have that around your home?
Well, the first one was done by a good friend of ours, Dave Foreman, here in Houston.
Right.
The latest one for Edge of the World was done by my brother Mike, who's an artist, and he lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So Mike did all the artwork for that one, all through it, and yeah, I mean we've been a little bit, you know, choosy on that, and we picked a couple of really good. The local guy Dave and my brother, who's done other work for us in the past on you know, some promotional ads and stuff. So he's just amazing, and we're glad to have him. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there plans to hit the road over there and even get over to the UK or Europe at some stage, do you think?
Hands clasped, man. I sure hope so. With the music getting out over there, and it gets around again, and people get to hear it, hopefully we'll get like a promoter or something that'll say, hey, man, you know, the music sells well, and we get some interest, and hopefully we'll get that opportunity, and we're going to hop on it in a New York minute. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, we'd love to come over there.
Also, do you plan to do like Facebook live streams or anything like that when you do get out on the road?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes we do them, like if we're at a show or something, you know, we'll all be backstage, we'll say hi or whatever. But absolutely, yeah, we'll do some of those as well to get a little bit of insight on some of our live shows.
That sounds really good. Okay, so can you tell me what's the best things about touring and what's the worst?
Well, some of the best things is, you know, just going out there and be able to meet a lot of people. There's nothing more satisfying than meeting people who are interested in your music and, you know, love what you do. And just being able to have that interaction with people, you know, is fantastic and priceless as well. And, you know, one of the worst things is just the monotony, I guess, you know, just all the traveling around. And my previous band I had, we toured all over the United States for 3 years. And we'd go out for, you know, 8-10 weeks at a time, and then we'd come back to Houston. And so, yeah, it can get a little bit taxing, you know, it definitely can.
But it's good to hear your band because you like new wave of traditional heavy metal, aren't you? And it's really good to hear. So it's amazing.
Yeah, we're all really excited, you know, and I'm hoping with this new release, it'll get into the hands of some people that would have never had the opportunity before, especially people in Europe. And, you know, what's really super cool about Europe is, you know, over here, you know, rap, you know, country, everything is mainstream mainstream record, on the airways and everything else. And this type of music, which used to be, mainstream, 80s, 70s, whatever, with the hit of grunge and, and then of course now with rap and everything, we can't get a whole lot of love. Everything is done through more of an underground following, webzines and internet radio and all of that. And over in Europe, it seems to me that bands of our caliber and our type of hard rock get a lot more attention. And that's what we're shooting for. And hopefully, something good will come out of it.
Absolutely. So can you remember the first time you ever performed on stage with Love and War?
The very first time, well, I can remember a couple of the first times. We've been together for 22 years, man. It's a hard, believe it or not, 22 years. And we've gone through, quite a few different personnel changes, but overall, me and Jeff, the singer, we had been playing together since 1982, 40 years, man. I mean, we were just
scary
kids, so I can remember, and I remember it was exciting. We had the drummer that we had at the time had quite a few flops on stage, and I recall that, and he was replaced not too much longer after that. But that was not the best of experience. We were playing in Dallas, as a matter of fact, so it wasn't the best of set, but we really matured from there, and we really found our way. So,
what would you say has been your biggest accomplishment musically so far?
Oh, wow. Honestly, I would have to say our latest record. Very, very proud of it. I did a lot of work on that record. Over 2 years we recorded that, and it wasn't because we spent 2 years. We're not Def Leppard or anybody. It was only because it was south of St. Louis, Missouri, is where the recording studio was with our good friend Greg Gill, who's now in our band, and he's the engineer and owner. And it's an 11.5-hour drive. 2.5-hour flight. So it was just stretched out over time because of our schedules and everything. And he was a teacher at the time. So between when he could do it and when I could get up there, the rest of us could get up there, we just stretched it all out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I really took a lot of time on my soloing. I wrote a lot of the solos. Were up the ante. It was just right off the cuff, man. Just like we play live, we'd go in there and I would just play a live solo and boom, it was it. On Up the Ante, I spent some time on my 8-track. I actually molded and constructed a lot of the solos, and I think that's probably my greatest accomplishment.
What's been the most memorable concert you've played then with Love and War?
There's been quite a few. For me, it would probably have to do one of our shows we played with UFO, because UFO is, Michael Schenker's my guy. Michael Schenker is the reason I'm playing guitar today. I first heard him when I was 12 years old on the Force It record. And I have 2 older brothers, and my middle brother played the Force It record. And I was just like, wow, I don't know what it is about Michael Schenker. As a young kid, it hit me. And right after that, I decided I wanted to play guitar. So we've actually played with UFO 3 times, and we played with MSG, the Michael Schenker group, 3 times. So I would say that for me was a high point because, those are my guys. Phil Mogg to me is brilliant. As a lyricist, that band UFO really made a mark. That and the Scorpions as well. Were like one of some of my all-time favorite bands, and so I would definitely say, and meeting Willie John Roth was really a big high point for me too when that happened. So, we've done a lot of really good shows with some great bands here in Houston, and but I would say that is a high point. We did a really good show with Rat, and meeting Warren DeMartini was another really cool high point. So there's been a few.
Yeah. So Michael Schenker, did you get to hang out with him?
No, he was very preoccupied, if you will. He didn't really want to talk to anybody, It was just him on stage, and I walked up and I tried to have a conversation with him, and he was busy. I heard that about him. He can be a little bit flighty, and
Yeah.
But I could have paid $200 and had a one-on-one with him. There was a line of people that did the VIP thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, nah. I was hoping to catch him on his own, but the other 2 times we did the shows with him, I didn't even see him. But only 1 out of the 3 did I have an opportunity, and he was too busy to. Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw him playing was in Newcastle about 15 years ago, and really, basically, throughout the whole show, he had his back to the audience.
Oh man, yeah. I've heard that about him. And I've
been to him twice, and he's a bit.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. And, you know, but he's a brilliant player, and he has made, you know, such a mark and has influenced so many great guitar players. You know, he's definitely, you know, a very, very class act.
Yeah. Okay, then. So if one of the songs from either album could appear on a soundtrack or film, which one would you choose?
Ooh. You know, that's tough, man, because, you know, they're all, you know, like babies for me. You know what I mean? Because they're all something I've spent a lot of time on. I still would probably have to go with like title track of Edge of the World. I mean, I think that has it's a very powerful track, and I think that might kind of pretty much define who we are.
Going through COVID and everything, how hard was it for you as a musician? I mean, a lot of musicians have said that they thrived during COVID because they got so much work done. Was that the same for you?
Yeah, I mean, I did spend a lot of time writing and everything. Matter of fact, I have a handful of songs for our next record, which hopefully we can be in the studio in 2023. So that's our goal. But, you know, I think the first part of 2020, it was just such a bummer, man. You know, it's just everything had got shot to hell. Nothing was happening. And it was, you know, discouraging, if you will. And didn't get a lot done. But after that, we all started kind of molding into what was happening, and it became our reality, you know. So that, you know, you just have to push forward, you know, and that's what we did. And, you know, we would rehearse whenever we could and everything. You know, there was absolutely no shows or anything, nothing happening. And so, you know, you write music, and, you know, you try to rehearse and do what you can. But, you know, it was kind of a really down point for a lot of us.
Yeah. Okay. My Belgian friend asks this up to musicians a lot. So if you were an instrument, what would you be?
If I was an instrument, let's see, a lady's vibrator? No, I'm kidding.
Love it. No, musical instrument.
I'm kidding. I would say probably a guitar. You know, as a guitar player, you know, I think that's what I would be. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right. So you sort of answered this already, I think, but who in your eyes is the ultimate rock or metal god?
Oh, man. Holy shit. I don't know, man. You know, that's hard because there's quite a few. I'll name a few. I don't know if I have a number one, you know, for like lead singers. I mean, Steve Tyler is a shit for me, Aerosmith. I mean, I love him to death. Guitar players, you know, Michael Schenker, of course, you know, Jimmy Page, you know, I'm old school, you know, you know, and, but guys like that, David Coverdale, I think is amazing. So.
Do you hear that? That's my cats. I've got a little kitten, right? And she's kept it. Oh, every time I do interviews, they start scrapping every time.
I had to shut my door because my cat, and I'm upstairs and I have like a little gate, you know, I have to lock them out because they're always following me around. So I shut them out. So I'm surprised they're not meowing and scratching out there.
This is why I leave the door open. But as soon as I do start interviewing, they start chasing. Nightmare. Right. Okay. So if you're stuck in quarantine for a week, which 4 famous musicians dead or alive would you take with you?
That are alive? Probably. If I was going to have a jam session, I would probably have Tommy Aldridge on drums, Steven Tyler on vocals, Peter Baltes on bass from Accept, and then I would have Michael Schenker as the other guitar player.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to solo much. I still would just love to be able to hang with him. So.
That's so cool. Okay, can you give me 4 words to describe Love and War?
4 words. High energy hard rock.
Can you tell us why we should check out Love and War?
Because everybody needs something new. All right. You know, we're tired of the regurgitation of the same music, you know, the same stuff we hear on the radio all the time. They're not giving new music a chance, you know, and, you know, I really like to see a guy like Eddie Trunk, who is really in tune. And for me, he's like the voice of us and everything. You know, give more new music a chance, you know. I mean, there's a lot of great bands out there, undiscovered bands like Love and War, who aren't getting a chance thanks to like you guys and a lot of other people who are giving us an opportunity to speak to the people. We need more of that. We need these bands to have a voice and these bands to be able to get out and reach it to the people because we need new music.
If you could give someone some advice that's starting out in a band today, what would you give them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Stick to your guns, play from the heart. Don't let anybody discourage you. Okay. Music isn't about anybody else. It's an expression of you. Mm-hmm. So, be yourself. Don't get discouraged, and man, just go for it.
Brilliant. Right. So next bit, it's just 5 questions then. So it's either or either. So first one's vinyl or digital?
Well, yeah. I love vinyl. I really do. Nothing wrong with digital. One thing I notice about digital, though, is, you can really enhance a lot of things. And, it's tough, man. I keep wanting to go old school, but, I might have to lean towards digital because some of the new stuff is really happening and you can do a lot of enhancements. We've got some old demos that I had from many, many years ago, and I've given it to Greg, our engineer, and his recording studio, and he's digitally remastered it, and it's just it's jumped out like crazy. So gonna have to lean towards the digital.
That's massive, man. Okay, festival or small intimate gig?
I like the small intimate. I really do. It's just too much of a hassle in a big festival because you got to deal with people, and any day of the week being right in front of somebody with a small crowd and that intimacy any day of the week.
Brilliant. So pizza or beer?
Beer. Beer. Speaking of which, what's this? Hey, how'd this get in here?
Oh,
hey, wait
nice.
a second. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
I am a beer guy, man. I love German beer. I love like a Weissen, Hefeweizen. Yeah. Oh man, I like a thick, good German beer, man. I love it. I know you guys over there get the best beer in the world. So
I love going to Belgium. Belgian beer is amazing.
Belgium, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic beer. I love it over there. Okay. So are you a saint or a sinner?
I'm a little of both. I consider myself a saint, but I think, I've got an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other, and they're both fighting me and pulling and turning. And, they're like a lot of us, so I would like to think I'm a saint, but, we're a little of both.
Brilliant. And the final one, Kermit the Frog, the Muppets.
Oh, Kermit the Frog. Oh, Kermit the Frog.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for your time. At last, we got this interview done. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Well, all I'd have to say is, number one, Sebastian, thank you for taking the time to talk to me and talk about Love and War and everything. And all I can say, you guys, is check out our music. I think you'd really like it. Again, it's nothing super groundbreaking. Obviously, all of our influences are in there, but it is new music. Yeah. You can hear a lot of our influence, especially in my guitar player. You'll hear the guys that I love and everything. And obviously, if you can reach out, listen to the music. You can find the music on all the major streaming services as well. Find us on Facebook. If you like us, send us a message. Also on Facebook, we have a website. You can go into our website as well, and listen to our music. Give us some feedback.